I'm Donna-Marie from Relish Cooking Studio, and today I'm going to show you how to make chicken stock. I love to use chicken stock mostly for soups and stews, but I find it really handy to have for making things like pan sauces and so on as well too. So, and you can buy it ready-made, but the flavor of homemade chicken stock is just so much better than ready-made stock. So the ingredients that I have today are some chicken, and you can use a whole chicken. I can also use chicken bones, leftover bones. I even love to use the roasted chickens that you buy in the grocery store. After they're finished, they make a wonderful, flavorful stock as well. But today I have some leftover chicken drumsticks that I'm going to use to make the chicken with. So that's what I'm going to use for my chicken stock. I also have some celery, an onion, some carrots, some parsley, and a few seasonings and spices that I'm going to tell you about as well. To make a chicken stock, you always want to have a nice deep pot, and I love the ones that have the strainer as well built into them, because when the stock is finished, I can just lift the strainer out and discard all of the components, and I have the stock in the bottom. So here's how we're going to make the stock. First, we're going to add the chicken pieces into the pot. Then I'm going to add, I'll take my vegetables and I chop them up into big chunks. I don't really need to have them finely diced, but I will chop them up into bigger chunks. And for celery, I especially love the inside part. And that's always the part people tend to discard. So I'm going to use that to make the chicken stock with. So I'll add that into my pot. I'm going to add some carrots, and you can peel the carrots if you like. Some people think that the carrot skins have a little bit of bitterness. When they're in season, they're so sweet that you really don't need to peel the carrot peels. So they make a lovely addition to the stock as well. And what I tend to like to do sometimes also is keep my peels, and I put them into a plastic Ziploc bag and keep them in the freezer, because I like to add those at different times for when I'm making other types of stocks also. So I'll add the carrots, and again, I'm just going to cut them into nice big chunks and add those to the pot. I've got an onion, and I'm going to trim the onion. And just, again, everything can be large and chunky. You don't need to put it into big chunks. So I'll cut that into quarters and take off the skin. But I also like to add the skins for color too. So those go into the pot, okay? Finally, I'm going to add some parsley with the stems. And then the herbs and seasonings that I'm going to add are a couple of bay leaves and some whole peppercorns. I'll put those into the pot. Once the stock begins to come to a boil, we can then turn the heat down a little bit. And you may notice some foam forming on the edges of the pot, and that's a good idea to just occasionally sort of lift it off and discard the foam, and that will help to make take away any bitterness and give us a nice rich stock. So we want to get rid of any extra foam that might form. So the stock is going to cook for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours, just on a really low simmer, just like this. Once it's done, I'm going to show you how to strain it and use your stock. So my stock is cooked now for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. I can smell it in front of me. It's amazing, very rich and herbaceous. I can smell all the wonderful flavors of the stock. I'm going to now strain it. So, I mean, the benefit of the pot that I have right now is that all of the liquid will flow to the bottom, and the stock ingredients like the chicken and the vegetables will stay here. So I'm just going to pop those into another bowl, and then a little extra liquid will strain off. And now I have all that beautiful broth that I've made here in this bowl. Now, I need to let it cool, and then it's ready to use in my soup or my sauce, whatever I'm going to make with it. You can chill it, and a layer of fat will form on the top. Some people like to remove that layer of fat. I tend to like to use it because it just adds more flavor into the stock. But regardless of how you choose to use it, it still tastes great. So that's how you make chicken stock.